All right. Hey, what's up? This is Zach here at the Genzio Media House with Justin, the legend, founder of DCentral, and now CMO of Incognito.
Yeah, head of marketing Inco, and it's a brand new layer one, bringing FHE privacy to all the chains as well as our own layer one as well too. So excited to be here at another. This is probably my sixth ETHDenver, so it's been pretty crazy seeing the evolution of ETHDenver.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what the first ETHDenver was like?
Yeah. The first ETHDenver was really small. Like it was at the Sports Castle, the OG Sports Castle, and it was like I saw some videos back then. It was kind of like a science fair, like back where you see people just kind of talking about their projects. The booths were like super small. Vitalik was just within reach, and everybody was super excited to at least talk about Ethereum and to build on Ethereum and bring all these like crazy concepts out there. Like you had Eric Voorhees there, many other like OG crypto guys that maybe disappeared, but they helped kind of pave things forward. So it was really fun to be in that environment, but also see the growth of ETHDenver and the whole Web3 ecosystem evolve over time.
So as we're sitting here at ETHDenver, I think this is probably one of the only festivals I've been to where the market is very, very bullish. And I know you're kind of I'd say the alpha, I would say.
Yeah.
Can you maybe talk about what you think is happening in the market right now? What's going on?
Oh, there's been so much crazy things been going on. I've been through many cycles. This was probably starting with 2013, been through all the different waves. So I've seen a lot of the narratives. The old ones are coming. Some of them are coming back to play, and then we're seeing a brand new narratives as well too. I always say narratives because everything is just a good story at this point. To tell your project, sell your project, and get degens to come in. The old stuff that we're seeing, the old tactics, and the people are utilizing again now is like airdrop season. We're seeing that a lot come with like Celestia. And because of that started to do a chain reaction where Celestia was bringing a lot of the keyword modularity that they can just plug into every other chain. That used to be just called multi-chain, like we're just being multi-chain, but now modularity, trying to plug into all these different chains and service them in different ways. So that's been like a new thing. And then, just go down the line, GameFi is doing really well. AI obviously has just been on a rolling like tear. Every time ChatGPT, something new comes out, Bard or the Gemini, the new Google thing comes out, AI coins just keep going crazy. Now even Nvidia impacts like AI coins. Like that wasn't like a thing that happened, but now it's like a chain reaction where some of the decentralized like physical infrastructure projects, the deep end projects, also are tied to AI as well too, right? So it's really good to start seeing, that there's in this current next wave. First off, retail's not even anywhere close to being here yet. The Google searches show that, and then just like the overall like interest of many people, it's all the institutional and the ETFs that are buying. However, it's a lot of the kind of like the retail buyers through those ETFs that are buying right now, which is just like absolutely nuts. Like yesterday, I think it was just like the biggest like a couple $100 billion worth of like $150 billion worth of like BTC purchased.
Wow. In one transaction?
No, just like all combined with all the ETFs.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Like, the
that's
supply
crazy.
is just getting eaten up,
Yeah.
right? And then also we have the Mr. Chad.
That was just a purchase.
How much BTC was being purchased?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So that's where like the market just shot up. Like I just saw it. Like we went from 2 trillion global market cap to 2.25 trillion. And that was like in a span of like less than a week. And of course we have like the Chad himself, Michael Saylor, buy like $150 million of BTC straight on spot, I guess, not even OTC, at like 52,000. So he's already up, right? And inadvertently, him buying pushes all his other coins up as well too. I wouldn't be surprised. Like he's gonna own like percentages of supply of BTC at the end of this. Yeah, and he's gonna be like Satoshi.
He's gonna
Jr.
own 1%.
1%.
That's his goal.
Satoshi Jr. So yeah, so
he probably loves that.
Yeah, really, right? It's like what price do we does the price of BTC have to hit before we get laser eyes back? You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
it might be a blessing.
69,000.
69,000. Yeah, I'll definitely go laser eyes for 69,000, and then we go beyond that to the stratosphere. So we're just seeing, there's so much plays happening, right? There's old L1s like Solana just made a full revival, Phoenix recovery. Some other L1s didn't recover, like Cosmos, Polkadot. And, like they didn't really care about marketing and community previous cycle, and it shows. And now we're seeing that they're trying to play catch up. Cool, but now there's so many new layer ones coming out that we're all waiting in the bear market. There's probably like 15 plus layer ones. Of course, some people have really novel ideas that are not really too crazy, but some others are coming with like some new interesting tech and things that are trying to advance and move the needle forward in terms of like what some of these chains do or don't do, and taking new concepts there too. But then of course you also see layer 2 season, right? There's so much layer 2s coming out all in Ethereum. Ethereum's still becoming my favorite still coin. I mean, we wouldn't be here at ETHDenver without ETH. Shout out to ETH, of course.
And Solana's sponsoring, which is really
interesting. Solana's sponsoring,
it's really interesting.
Sponsoring, all the ETH killers are at ETHDenver, right? So like it has to go say something. And then the ETH ETF is coming as well too, right? So like people are getting ready for that. So it's like exciting times, like I think people are now compared to previous cycle, people are multi-chain now, which I like. They're not as tribalist. At least I haven't noticed that. And again, maybe the retail guys aren't here. Before, there used to be like super retail tribes across the board, from NFTs to like different L1s. And I think after the whole market crash, a lot of people got humbled by that.
FTX.
Yeah, FTX, Luna, all those things.
We've been through it. We've been through shit before.
So much stuff, right? But now I think that people are now understanding, like, hey, there's a lot of cool other chains out there, different wallets. You got to learn it, and things are just moving so fast that you got to keep up with what's going on. And I still try to keep up every single day. It's just so hard because the space is just moving on a crazy stratosphere now. We're going to have like Bitcoin L2s coming. And then the other week, I learned about layer 3 as well too. Which is like
built on Polygon? Or?
No, they're built inside of Arbitrum.
Oh.
So it's a sub-chain inside of Arbitrum. Secured by Arbitrum, I guess.
They want to call it layer 3? Is it a layer 3?
It is a layer 3. It is a layer 3.
They want to even. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the need?
So the need is this is like even like it's similar to how many people are. Well, it's similar to why you would want a layer 2 to begin with. It's like you just want a dedicated side chain or chain that can help just run transactions, but still be validated by the main chain. In this case, it would be Arbitrum or rolled back into ETH. So the first one was called XAI. This company was founded and built with Secret, the esports gaming team, and then Arbitrum themselves. So Arbitrum wanted to demonstrate L3, and so they helped launch this gaming chain dedicated fully to gaming.
It's interesting. So they were part of it.
Yeah, they're part of it.
That's interesting.
To demonstrate this L3 essentially. And again, so then they don't want, because gaming, takes so much like throughput transactions, and they don't want to clog the main Arbitrum chain. They wanted to create like a clean channel and pathway for XAI and games to just run fully free and unbounded by with the restrictions of clogging, I guess, the Arbitrum chain as well. So that's kind of like the new thing for L3, and there's going to be a lot of other L3s coming inside of like Arbitrum, but it starts getting complex, right? Because like even with the L2s, the liquidity and the bridging and then just moving, staking, getting into all those is all fragmented right now, right? Obviously, you have big players like Eigenlayer raised 100 mil, A16Z's coming in, and they're introducing restaking across like all the L2s, right? That's a genius move. But it comes with its potential like irks of centralization, or like, is it really true staking? Liquids? Is it kind of like liquid restaking? What is it exactly? But I think it's still a great necessary tool, right? Like I think it is bringing a lot of utility by unifying all the L2s, because quite frankly, like, there's Linea, there's Base, there's Blast that's coming out in 2 days. There's Manta. There's so many other people that are trying to jump on, or maybe there's like a project that didn't do well in Polkadot. They're going to pivot and launch an L2 instead, right?
Or jump onto Solana.
Or jump onto Solana. And eventually we'll see Solana L2s or something come up, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. But for now, Solana still like can handle like a huge amount of TPS and stuff. So they're focusing on just being one single monolithic chain out there. And you're seeing some of that innovation come as well too. Like here in ETHDenver, there's two chains. One of them is Monad, and another one's the old school one's the Phantom. They're focusing on trying to be like Solana style speed, but Ethereum or EVM compatible as well too. It's like, what if we had all the Solidity smart contracts, dApps, but run on Solana speed? And so that's like another new keyword that narrative. Again, I would say like keywords and narratives. They're calling it parallelized EVM or parallelized chain, like accelerating the Ethereum narrative, right? By high throughput on a single chain instead of just again fragmenting everything across like all the L2s, right? There's just so much L2s. And people's attention is just being spread all around. What if they can have that all into one super chain like a Monad or Phantom out there? So that's going to be launching. Both of them are going to be launching this year. So it's going to be exciting to see how that does because it allows for really cool use cases, like more fintech type of use cases, kind of like the Visa/banking and financial transactions, because it could be super cheap fees but super fast transactions and fast finality and throughput that we haven't seen on like the Ethereum side as much, right? Like we saw some of the Ethereum competitors again try to do that, but they just didn't have the dApps to build for it, right? But no, what if you combine all the through the EVM, bring all the dApps to come on board, or just bridge across, and still have that high throughput? I think it's gonna be game changing. So I can't wait to see how that comes into fruition.
All right, can we get a little DGen-y?
Yeah.
What,
yeah.
All right, what are you buying right now?
Yeah, so right now, like AI coins across the board have been just running absolutely crazy, and it's again like some of these, it's with any new narrative, right? Like the project doesn't have to do anything too crazy. It's all AI and it has updates, then it's running. Like I saw this coin called Lush, and it's just a girlfriend AI like chatbot thing, right? Like okay, and then it went like, not financial advice. I'm just saying like I just saw it and it just ran crazy. Another project, again, I'm just gonna name a lot of projects. Do your own research.
They're all gonna love this.
Yeah, of course. Just do your own research. I'm not saying go immediately buy. Just go take a look and watch it, right? Like these are all DGen plays. Another one's Chain GPT, CGPT. They're just a launch pad of other AI coins. So it's kind of meta, right? Like it's like, hey, AI coins doing very well. Let's launch more AI coins, and you get a chance to get into these AI coins by being part of Chain GPT. And so Chain GPT has been doing very well. But across the board, you see some other like really solid ones like FET, Fetch AI. Render is my favorite one. They're doing like the cloud
computing.
GPU,
it's like
the DeepIn/AI thing. Akash has been doing really well. Shout out to Akash. Those guys have been hustling super well for like the centralized cloud. And then there's brand new ones that are coming out. One's going to be called Aether Games. Their symbol is called ATH.
Let's go.
You know what they're going to do.
All-time high.
And that's being run and shilled by Arthur Hayes.
No way.
Yeah, so
why is he getting involved?
Well, he's getting involved in all the pumps. Like so, there is an Arthur Hayes meta going on, whether you believe it or not. Not everything he touches pumps, but his goal is to pump. So I just gotta respect the pump.
I'm
not saying I'm pumping it. I'm just saying that he's trying to pump those coins, and the projects that he's choosing is pretty good narratives I've seen across the board. Some of them are DGen, some of them are more like bigger tech, but he's coming back out to invest and get involved with those projects, and they're selling nodes as well too. And nodes, are, I always call it Ponzi-nomics built into it, but if they do it very well, the tokenomics is really good. Just like XAI by Arbitrum. Probably the best tokenomics I've seen for nodes, period. Like they sold nodes. They gave instant airdrop, which was like already like 2x plus of whatever you spent on the nodes. So that's like almost like free money, like whatever you bought the nodes at. And then you farm the governance token. And then you can't cash that governance token immediately for XAI. You have to like click redeem, and you have to wait. If you want to wait for 2 weeks, you get slashed 75% of whatever coins you mine, and you only get 25%. If you wait 3 months, then you get like 50%, and then it goes up to like 100% unlock takes 6 months. So they're reducing the rate of emissions a lot, and then they created another new again Ponzinomics. I call it Ponzinomics because it is what it is. Like they're trying to convince you to stake that governance token and not redeem it, and that will increase your rate of your APR.
So they don't want you to pull out.
They don't want you to pull out, but then they they want you to encourage you to keep like upgrading your APR, and then what the good thing though is that it cuts down the rate of emissions a lot, which is great. Which means supply is pretty thin, and so like when there's new updates, there's the impact for supply is thin. So I bought a lot of XAI spot as well too, and it went up 50% in a month, so it's not too bad. Like obviously some other coins run crazy, but like it was kind of an easy call to see for that too. So yeah, I'm looking at like game infrastructure. I don't really touch game tokens too much. I just think that the tokenomics just isn't there. You see so many games like Axie, all this stuff just can't sustain a community. And
play to earn is dead.
Play to earn is kind of that dead model, right? And so that's why like we're seeing, but game infra, I'm more bullish, right? I just like infrastructure projects in general across the board. DeFi, I think that DeFi spring is going to come. ETHDenver is kicking off. There's going to be so many announcements this week. I can't wait. People just been holding out like big announcements to unload. But I think that Blast, the layer two on ETH, has $2 billion TVL. It's created by the Blur guys, and they're gonna airdrop 50% of the rewards back to the top like 50 projects as liquidity mining rewards. So and then the token for the airdrop that people put their TVL in doesn't unlock until like May. So that means the mainnet's launching now February 29th. There's going to be a lot of price action because they're going to do airdrop, or the mainnet's going to launch, token's going to launch. Main airdrop hasn't happened yet, so people can't instantly dump, which is great. And then they're going to start doing the liquidity mining program, and people are just going to degen on Blast. And so
we haven't
seen like a chain lately run like a DeFi summer type of thing, where the APRs are crazy. Arbitrum tried to do it. They did a $50 million campaign for liquidity mining, and then TVL shot up. Sui did that as well. 500 mil TVL token shot up. Metis layer 2.
One of the main sponsors of
Metis. Shout out to Metis as well. They did another 50 mil campaign. It shot up as well. And I've seen this. I've been DeFi Summer 1.0. I'd say that there was a 2.0 with Luna and Cosmos that came, another DeFi Summer. So I've seen these things, right? Like it's a pattern that repeats itself. Blast has all the ingredients to be a degen. It's a degen chain. Like the branding is degen. The guys are degen. And they have the most DeFi dApps. A lot of them are scams, but also, they also have APR. So, just go in there knowing that, of course, understand permanent loss, understand like don't LP ape into one project without being trusted. Even projects that have won the Blast competition that got the rewards, they might rug too. So just watch out. Like nothing, never always be skeptical about everything, because when it comes to money, people are greedy always.
I mean, we've seen it.
We've seen it so many times, even if they look good on paper. So always spread your basket. Like don't go all in onto one pool.
All in on Bitcoin, baby. No, just kidding.
Yeah, all in on Bitcoin.
Just kidding.
And then obviously, Bitcoin DeFi is coming with Bitcoin L2s. Whether
Stacks, bro.
Stacks,
I was early because I listed Stacks at OKX. I got in at like 30 cents. Oh, so I'm happy.
Hodl.
It's been a good last couple days.
Now it's at $3. So
yeah. Well, you can do the math.
Yeah. You can do the math. so yeah. And the halving's not here yet. BTC is still going to go up to 100K plus, I think, personally.
Yeah.
Halving is not even here yet, and then Stacks has a mainnet upgrade also a little bit after the halving as well. So that was an easy call. Like I got in at like $1, and 3x is still okay.
And it prints Bitcoin.
Yeah, and it prints Bitcoin, and so that's what people forget as well. If there was an L2 that's coming, it would be them. There's so many other ones that are coming, but I've seen there's just a lot of scams with the BRC20s and ordinals and stuff. I think it's interesting innovation, but we just gotta wait and see. Like any new category, like GameFi when it first started, like 90% is gonna be scams, and then the cream of the crop will rise. You have to just go in knowing that, especially for a brand new category and narrative. But yeah, there's so many other categories like SocialFi. I'm not really embarrassed on SocialFi, but you got Farcaster that came out. People are still trying to.
What's going on with that? Why is everyone posting about it all of a sudden?
I don't know. I never used it, but I wasn't really as into like friends.tech. I've seen all the SocialFi stuff, voice.com, blah blah blah, and like I just don't. As marketers and social media guys, like we use social media platforms, and it's just an attention game, right? Like. Even if you paid people, like it's not even about you getting paid that wants you to be on that social media platform. You're on there because your friends are on there and they're creating good content, and it's authentic. It's like they're not getting paid to create that content.
It's fun.
It's fun. Like they're showing off. Like you're not getting paid to be on LinkedIn either, but you're just sharing your professional history as well. So it's like I understand the need for like the creator economy, and I think it's cool. But the reality is that Mark Zuckerberg can just activate more payouts for creators and then just make it obsolete again. It's just like I'm not saying like I'm fully bearish on SocialFi. I think it's cool to continue to innovate, but everybody's tried to come for the king, Facebook, Meta, and all this stuff, and it just doesn't work. The only one that I think that can really do the big crossover of that would be like Twitter and X, right? Elon is going to do the payment integration.
Yeah, he'll just bring Web3 into X.
Yeah. And so like I think that'd be like the true implementation of a thing, or Jack Dorsey's coming out with something else, Web5 or something like that. And then Doge, right?
When does retail come back into the game?
So I just think that there's multiple catalyst points with or without retail, right? We have halvening coming, ETH ETF.
When is halvening?
I think it's supposed to be like April, May, around there.
So like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it's coming very, very soon. ETH ETF says like May to spring. It could be rejected, which is fine if it does.
They'd be crazy to reject.
Yeah, it'd be crazy to reject it at this point, but you never know. It's Gary Gensler.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's a little reptile, little lizard man. And then we have eventually, Feds are gonna drop the interest rates, right? That's always been a bullish signal, maybe. Recession. We'll see how recession impacts that. People might be exiting their.
You think there's gonna be a recession in the U.S. or?
It's already happening and hitting across the board for all the other countries. It takes a while for I think a couple quarters for recession to hit. I think that the reality is that we don't see retail here is because retail could be down bad. Like inflation is insanely high here in the U.S. It's not stopping. Groceries are insanely expensive. Rent keeps increasing. Houses are stupid expensive. Gas hasn't come down. Taxes are increasing across the board for many states. And so the salaries just hasn't increased anywhere close to that demand, and all these prices were inflated a lot because of the COVID inflation and the supply chain like getting wrecked, and then money supply like.
You think that's leading to part of this pump?
No, I don't think so. I think that people are trying to exit their dollars. Gold is going down, right? Like I think like ETFs on gold is getting pulled back. I think people are trying to find a safe haven, and I always told people Bitcoin is it is the digital gold, right? Like it's an alternative. And if the numbers keeps going up and it's having a supply shock, then why would you put money in gold? Why not put it into Bitcoin? And I think that's what's happening. We're seeing an insane amount of inflows on the BTC side. But what I've learned from some of the guys that follow the ETF and institutional side a little bit more is that still a lot of the big ETFs haven't fully deployed all their AUM into Bitcoin. This is still just only a fraction of what they can deploy, because I think it takes a little bit while for them, I don't know, a couple of quarters, couple months before they open up the floodgates.
They're just testing stuff out.
I think so, right? And again, it's we've seen the pumps happen in a chain reaction, right? America wakes up, pump, and that's what happened yesterday. The microsailor bot, and then Asia woke up. Went crazy, right? I always tell people this: we're so early because every country is, still building like a lot of their on ramps and off ramps. Back then, everybody's waiting for the SEC to make a decision, but now a lot of countries are not waiting for the SEC anymore to make a decision on their stance on crypto because they want that dollar to come in. Like Thailand has no tax. Hong Kong is trying to accelerate some policies or create licenses. We'll see. Singapore, Dubai. And then
They've opened arms. I mean, it's a lot different than
now it is, and all the crypto people are starting to flee and leave, right? Like they're gonna go where the dollar is. They're not getting.
And they all fly back for ETHDenver. No.
Yeah. So ETHDenver is the best, anyways. So people are choosing kind of with their dollars, going to Lisbon, Dubai, etc., and not waiting anymore. But also too, like now we're getting like more on ramps across the board across many different countries that didn't participate in the previous run, right? So, which is cool. That means more and more people can get into crypto. Now that ETFs have legitimized Bitcoin to solidify that Wall Street and the big boys and even just like the Main Street is kind of in a little bit as well. Then we're going to start seeing all the other like stock markets, in other markets, like Hong Kong has their own ETFs as well now. Other places will start opening up their ETFs. So when the prices keep going up, and the supply keeps going so low, it's just like the whole world's going to start reacting to each other, and they can all degen as well. And now we're getting more countries turning online that hasn't participated in
this cycle.
Past two cycles. Past two cycles, ICO cycle was China, Japan, and US mostly. And then the next cycle after that, you got a little bit LATAM, a little bit, not too much, but you got like Turkey, Vietnam, Korea involved, right? Like those are countries that weren't as well. Korea was like even before the ICO phase, but now we're gonna see more and more countries get online and get involved, and then they can keep pushing and buying Bitcoin, but there's just not enough supply. There's only 21 million coins, man. Right? So if Wall Street keeps buying, the ETFs keep buying, and then some countries and other people start buying as well, then who knows? Elon might buy some more as well too. Michael Saylor will just keep market buy as well too. Then it's like 100K BTC is easy, man. And then we're just seeing these like a 10% wick one day, and retail's not even here yet. Like.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No. It's like it's crazy, right? Like, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say like my uncle and like some of the people I told to buy in crypto last cycle are now hitting me up like, oh, like my bags are up again, and it's like I'm glad they didn't sell, but it's interesting because they checked out of it for a year and a half or 2 years, and now they're coming back. My uncles, my cousins, people who had put some money in, they're not buying yet. But they're checking, and I think they're gonna start getting FOMO when new all-time highs.
Right? Yeah. Now they're finally back in the green, which is puts people in a better position, right?
In a better mood.
In a better mood. Even though we've been saying it like this previous bear market compared to the other two that I've been through.
Not bad, short.
Not bad, short. And some people are like, oh, it was terrible. I was like, nah, like it wasn't that terrible, honestly. Like. For us, like maybe we didn't have as much clients in the bear market and started the bear market. Like we lost a lot of clients, Genzio, etc. But things were still there, and we were still able to make money. Like ICO phase, when there was a bear market, like there was no business.
Yeah.
And so, like if this previous collapse happened, and then we still were able to have business, and that means like the industry is pretty mature enough to be self-sustaining. Mm-hmm. And now that we're gonna hit like the 2 to 4 trillion. Market cap or 5?
That's what I was going to ask you. You think it's going to be 5?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're hitting 2.2 already this fast, right? So there's no reason to hit we can't hit 4. Who knows? I can't even predict this anymore, right?
You think Bitcoin's going to lose its like 50%?
No. I think like if Bitcoin layer 2s come about, then I don't think so, right? I think that they're gonna. There's so much liquidity there, and it's literally the gold, and then Ethereum is going to run second, and Solana honestly is kind of cementing itself into like the third place ish. But then people don't talk about BNB still, and BNB is doing very well. Actually, doing very, very well. So like I think it's just we don't hear about it because we're mostly in the West, but BNB runs a lot in Asia, right? So those 4 right now are just running the game, which is cool to see. that means there's enough maturity for the space for other players and chains to coexist. And then again, there's going to be new innovation that comes out and new layer twos. So I don't think Bitcoin's going to be replaced. I think it's been solidified there. Yeah, I don't know if ETH is going to flip Bitcoin, but I don't really care. I think they're going to both win. I think there's no wrong, except I'm just a big believer in altcoin season. Like I don't even own any Bitcoin. I haven't owned Bitcoin in like forever.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know,
the degens will love to hear that.
why do you want boomer gains? You know, we're waiting for 50K to 100K. That's only a 2x.
That's true. That's kind of boring, honestly.
We don't feel anything at 2x.
That's boring.
It's so boring.
10x or nothing, bro.
Yeah, by the time it hits a 2x, everything's running 100x.
Yeah, exactly.
100x or nothing, and then you get more stats. But I always say is just have a strategy, right? For me, at least, like I'm just such an ETH guy. You know, ETH is deflationary and has a lot of utility, and the layer twos are solidifying that. And so, to me, ETH is my stable coin, and especially before the ETF, right? Like it's going to do at least a 3x, I'd say, from here. Maybe not financial advice, but I just think that
not financial advice.
I just think that fundamentally, like it makes sense over time that ETH can do that, and so yeah, like if I were during the whole bear market, like I didn't even hold any stable coins. It made no sense. I already knew like we're in the bear market, right? So what should you do? Stack into your positions, and you know if there was anything in doubt, like just stay in ETH. And if you did, like, it was like 3 or 4 months, then you rated 3x, like whatever you just held, and that's not like exciting or anything, but like, you know, like that's still fast for a short amount of time, and yeah, ETH is super super solid. I call it stablecoin, like it only moves very very little. Mm-hmm. There was a time where it just wasn't even moving, right? Like, I was thinking that Bitcoin was going to run, and then it was going to be ETH, and then it's going to go altcoin. No, it was like Bitcoin went up, and then like altcoins just like front run ETH, right? Like, like Solana, Avalanche, Celestia, and all these coins. So that caught me off guard because like in the previous cycles before, it was that pattern. But you know, so it changed up a little bit. So I had to like recognize that fast and make the proper moves to get into like the legacy L ones. That came about too. So yeah, we'll see. Like it's an exciting year, right? We have so much upside. Like we're a 2.2 trillion market cap, but you know, Nvidia is like by itself is like 2 trillion or so, 2 3.
Isn't that like bigger than Canada's? Like
it's bigger than China. It's bigger than like I think like Amazon and something combined together. It's like it's absolutely nuts, right? But that shows like AI season is like going to be. I don't think AI can't. The thing about AI compared to crypto, I don't think it can pop in the same way because it's consistently evolving and rolling, and there's going to be like just the Sora update from OpenAI, absolutely nuts. So AI is going to just permeate through everything, just like crypto in all industries, but it's going to be just a rolling bull seasons of spikes because of all the updates that are actually happening, and it's going to have real meaningful, tangible impact in our daily lives, right? So yeah.
Here's kind of a random question: did you watch the BitBoy fight?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah.
That was hype, yeah?
Yeah. And then I saw like Adam Charles and other guys were fighting too. Like caught me off guard. It's super funny. Look, it's you know, I guess it shows like how, you know, we might be back in the crypto market. When
dude, they're trying to get me to go on season 2.
Season 2?
They want me to fight Action.
Are you gonna do it?
I'll do it if they want me to.
Yeah, you're gonna train for it then. Yeah.
I got to, bro. What do you mean I can't go like this?
Yeah, just to go put up a good show. So surprisingly, like BitBoy, I thought was gonna be fully gassed out. He was, but like I think he did. I mean, he did okay. I thought he was like a little bit. You know, it looks like he lost some weight a little bit.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. It might be the vitamins that he's taking that helps him lose some weight.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's always it's always good to chat about like the degen markets, and there's just so much stuff happening. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Genzio Media House. Really appreciate it.
Always good.
We'll see more of you soon.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for having me, and happy ETHDenver and happy Web3 pump.
Let's pump.